Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and I'm going to cover the Shiruba Springs 9-hole cup. This is going to be the final round for the rookie division. So shot a -13, unfortunately wasn't good enough to get, one of the top spots. -14 is leading the bracket at the moment. But you know what? We gave it our all, and the good news is, if you're clicking on this video, you're going to get to see every single wind angle, and you're going to see these shots that I left right at the pin. I mean, really, really close on a few shots that could have really changed the whole dynamic of this round. But hey, that's okay. Just having fun. And, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And go ahead and please hit that thumbs up button if you find the video helpful. Those two things would really mean a lot to me. Let's go ahead and just hop into the replays. Let me show you here hole number 1 and what I think we can do to get you to drop this shot, because this one was very disappointing for me. All right, we're going to play 10% elevation. And for me, I believe the katana is plenty of ball. We're getting crosswind. We don't really need a very powerful drive. As a matter of fact, you're going to see me settle here on 2 bars of left side spin combined with 4.5 bars of top spin. And like I said, we pull this shot here at 10% elevation. Make sure, watch out for that light post. I've seen that light post get people this week. And I'm adding just a smidge of curl to the left. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, just to make sure that we don't roll into the fairway on the right-hand side. But ultimately we have plenty of room here with a perfect ball, so we don't have to really worry about that. Okay, now, check this shot out. The shot that you're seeing here is played with the Grizzly, and it is being played at -10% elevation. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Power 2 ball, -10% elevation. We're playing with a Grizzly, 3-1. We're going to pull this thing 2 rings, okay? All right, you can see there exactly 2 rings. And we missed to the left-hand side just barely. So let's mess around with the elevation. And some people ask, like, how do I dial in shots and X, Y, Z? Well, here's what I do. If I had another chance at this hole and I had the same drive, I would play this -20% elevation, because as you can see, that's going to make me pull 0.2 less rings. And for example, if I would have pulled this shot at 1.8 instead of 2, we'd be talking about an eagle here instead of a birdie. So that's my advice to you. If you have the same type of drive that I do, and you find that minimum distance line with your Grizzly, remember to put your runner in your golf bag. That way you can find the absolute true minimum of the Grizzly. Play at -20%, and you can see there the math works, the elevation would have worked, and we would have had a different type of round. All right. Now, I do want you to also take note of this. This one I don't really understand, but take a look at my ball guideline here. Clearly going through the hole, right? Clearly going through the hole. This one here, I did pull -20%. And I'm not sure if this is just a glitch or what the case may be, but I've never seen this happen before on this hole. I had a clear developed ball guideline through the pin, and the ball just died on me. So be wary of that as well. I don't really know what you can do to stop that. Like I said, maybe it was just a fluke, but that sucks. So either way, here we go. Hole number 2. This shot that you're seeing right now is being played at 20% elevation. If you have a pen and notebook or whatever, or you're using your phone to take notes, I want you to take note that this wind is extremely low. So 2.2 miles per hour. And like I said, this was played 20% at max. You're going to see me here go full right side spin with the katana, and we're using about 0.2 bars of top spin. I've got the ball guideline in the hole, favoring the right-hand side, with the green ring exactly on the rough line. So you see the green ring inside the yellow? It's exactly on the rough line. Again, 20% at mid. Perfect ball, so we get to learn from that. And we barely missed to the right-hand side there, okay? So what I would do if I were you, if you have low wind, I would pull this 10% at mid and aim dead center. Okay, so now we get the complete opposite on this account. This one is high wind, and I'm playing at 15% at mid. So high wind, 15% at mid. Same type of spin. Same thing with my green ring right there on the rough line. This time we missed the left-hand side. So in high wind, I would play at 20% at mid. 20% at mid, high wind. And that should get you a little bit closer because you can see on both my accounts, I just barely missed this hole in one. So that's what I would do, just kind of thinking through it with you so that you can be set up for better success. Okay, brings on the hole number 3. Hole number 3, I wasn't messing around. On this hole, I never mess around. If you get any type of headwind, I do pull out a berserker. Now, of course, you could easily take this shot with a kingmaker, but again, I didn't want any screw-ups here. So I just went the safe route, and I played a berserker. I was actually low on berserker, so I went into the golden shot and picked up a couple. But regardless here, 10% is the drive. And, we just have to make sure that we avoid that rough. We avoid that rough there on the left-hand side and this rough up here. We're going to be set up for a decent chance to get this eagle. Still very difficult because you can see here, my opponent is in the rough and the snow. He went for that shot right there. I do think it can be made, but it wasn't worth the risk for me. So I went back to this way. You can see here I did not go full top spin. This is a very difficult wind in order to get this shot right. Thought about going to the left-hand side. I do think that's a good play, but you would have to hit a perfect ball with overpower. So I just went with this shot. Again, this is not full top spin. You might want to rewind it again and see what I did there. But this is a lot of left curl combined with a little bit of overpower. And this ball does come in very nicely, avoiding the rough on the right-hand side. We'll take that all day. This shot here is the eagle, and I played it at minus 10% elevation. I ended up playing it at max distance of my inbringer. You'll have to check your own club, see where you're at. Perfect ball. And we get that thing to nicely go into the cup for the eagle on hole number 3. Difficult par 5 to pick up the eagle on. Okay, now this one brings us into hole number 4. So 3 miles an hour, 20% at max. What we need to do here is play this one with 4 bars of backspin. 4 bars is good. So as you can see, I back up the 4 bars here. Now, landing position-wise, look at all these light green rows. So look how the light green kind of makes like an X right before the hole. So the hole's in the dark green patch square, but like just below that, the light green does like a crisscross and it makes like an X, okay? As you can see here, where the bottom of the X would be, I'm kind of to the left-hand side of that. I move it over just a tad, but still to the left-hand side of that X. And again, I pulled this 20% at max. And this is another one we leave right at the pin. So like I said, this round could have been completely different had we just got a few drops. But here we go. This is almost the same wind, so that's nice. So as you can see here, I already knew to go 4 bars of backspin. I did move my landing position down a little bit and over to the right. And this time I just barely missed to the right. So, you know, we're all over the cup on this one. Might just try to aim just right at the pin, everybody. Just try to aim right at the pin, 20% elevation with 4 bars of backspin, and maybe you'll get this one to drop. Not an easy hole-in-one, but, you know, as you can see, we're right there. So, you know, I really hope some of you are able to pick that up. All right, hole number 5, 10% elevation, play with the quarterback. I use the Kingmaker because I wanted to reduce the wind on the rough bump that we're getting ready to take. Blue ring at the fringe line, no top, no back, just 3 bars of right side spin. 10% at max, perfect shot. For everybody that takes yardage notes, I know there's some that do. 319, I believe. Yep, 319. Okay. Shot number 2, taken with the Goliath here. This shot that you're seeing is going to be played at 5% elevation is what I started off with. So 5%. With a little bit more than 3 bars of top spin. Aiming dead center with the ball guide line through the pin. Again, this was played at 5% elevation. Perfect ball. And then ultimately, we're going to miss another one just barely to the right-hand side. So, you know, getting a little frustrating as I'm playing, but that's okay. Obviously here, if I would have just reduced 5%, it would have made me pull, I believe, 0.1 or 0.2 less. You could even try negative 5%. So I would say 0 or negative 5% as long as you get around the same yard mark as I do. And that shot's going to be closer to dropping for the eagle. So very, very close on hole number 5. Brings us into hole number 6. Hole number 6 gives us a good opportunity to make this par 5 a lot easier. I'm using a Titan ball. Keep in mind, if you have lower level extra mile club and you don't have the 6 bars of topspin, if you have money balls, use yourself a power 4 wind resistance 2, or use yourself a berserker, or use yourself a power 5 wind resistance 2. You don't want to reduce the wind, but you do want to get the power. As you can see here, I'm going with an overpowered shot with a little bit of curl to the right-hand side. Do not use a Kingmaker. Do not reduce the wind on yourself. As you can see, I needed all the wind that I could get to roll out. If you're not comfortable with that shot, then hop over to my other video that was posted on the qualifying round, and I show you a different way to play the hole that could be a lot safer if you have lower level clubs. So you'll need to refer to that. Shot number 2 here, I played at 10%. You know, obviously I was just trying to use enough backspin and side spin to get my ball guide line to the hole. I played this one at mid distance of my club, which is essentially 1-to-1, so 3.1 miles an hour, 3.1 rings. I hit a perfect ball. Keep note that I did use 2 bars of side spin to get my ball lined up into the hole, but clearly that was just too much, as the side spin really made my ball take off to the left. So I would recommend trying to play this shot with no side spin and just finding a good spot on the fairway to just use backspin to get your ball guide line through the hole and try to play that one straight up with no side spin. Okay, hole number 7 gives us a good opportunity to get ourselves down here in eagle range. Another berserker ball. I do understand that I am recommending a couple power 5 balls in rookie, but these are free balls to play with. You do need to take advantage of every golden shot opportunity that you get. And you need to make sure that you save them for tournaments, because in the final rounds, we typically go for green if we have that opportunity. Here you can see I'm not even using full overpower. I'm using a little bit of curl to the left and a little bit of overpower, but not full. I left myself plenty of room there on the fairway, and we clip the rough and we roll out. So we could have gone with a little bit more overpower, but the thing is, if you were to go with full overpower on this hole, you do risk the chance of doing this. Full overpower, you risk the chance here of not hitting this fairway. You risk the chance of actually landing in the rough and then rolling down, and then you're not going to make it down to the fairway below. So be very mindful of that. This is what shot number 2 looks like. I played it with no elevation. Full top spin with my wedge. Kind of offset on the right-hand part of the cup here, but very low wind. So as long as we hit perfect, this ball's going in the hole, which we do. This is my other account. As you can see here, I drove it down a little bit further. I went with a little bit more overpower. This account has a different wedge. It does use the Endbringer. Pretty much aim dead center. 0% elevation at mid distance. Put me dead center in the cup for an eagle. So finally, a nice drop that we get there. And this is going to bring us onto another frustrating hole because we left this one right at the damn pin again. This shot is being played at 20% elevation at mid distance of the club. The landmark that I was looking for here was to put my green inner ring right against that sand line. This is going to end up being 4.9 bars of topspin, 4.8, 4.9, with 1.2, 1.3 side spin to the left. You can see here we are aiming through the hole, right? So there's what our setup looks like through the hole. This is being pulled 20% at mid. Perfect ball. Plenty of rough to work with there. And this is just like, come on, Golf Clash. Let me get something to fall. I mean, you cannot get any closer than that. So, what do we need to do? I would use the exact same spin adjustments because we know that that is really good. Just move your ball guideline in the cup, but favor the right-hand side of the cup, and you're going to drop that thing in there for a hole-in-one. Very, very close. Okay, hole number 9, the easiest of the par 5s. We're going to play this like we always do, no matter the wind. We're going to play this here with a Titan ball. I did think about trying to clear the rough and going with an overpower shot, but then I thought, well, hey, you know what, let's not be stupid and pick up an unnecessary birdie if I screw up. Let's just play this the way we always do. Titan ball because we don't want to reduce the wind. We'll take all the wind push that we can get. I am pulling this shot here at 10% elevation. I am pulling it at mid-distance numbers of my big topper. And as a matter of fact, we're going to pull both shots at mid-distance. Shot number 2 is going to be played with the horizon. And like we always do, we're going to play it from fairway to fairway and try to roll onto the green. As much top spin as possible combined with a good amount of side spin. Leaving yourself plenty of room here for a great shot. As you can see, I'm leaving myself about 1.5 rings of room on the rough line just in case I were to hit a great right. Using plenty of curl, and what do you know? I hit a great right. So it is a good thing that I left myself the room because as you can see, I almost clipped the rough with a great ball, but I don't. This ball comes in very nicely onto the green for a very easy eagle. Hey everybody, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you're able to learn from the shots that I left right at the pin, and I really do hope you pick them up for the eagles and that you have a great round. Please become a subscriber. Please hit that thumbs up. And if you like the content that I provided for you this week, I know it's a short little 9-hole cup, but if you have the means to do so, if you like my work, I do put a link to my PayPal in the comments section. Thank you very much. Have a great day.